Right, this is just a quick go through rules and formulae on MyiMaths, showing you how to do the questions here. So it says Miss Joplin is planning resources for a lesson. She needs one ruler per pupil. Well, one ruler per pupil, that's kind of like 1 times the number of pupils. And then 5 spare, so add an extra 5 on. So if there was 10 pupils, she would need 1 ruler per pupil, so 1 times 10 plus 5 extras, so it would be 15. So if we wanted to put that into a formula, what we can do to put it into a formula is we can say that the number of rulers is equal to the number of pupils, 1 times the number of pupils plus an extra 5 spare. Okay, so P plus 5 is the number of rulers that we would need. For dotty paper, which we're going to call D, she's got 5 pieces of dotty paper per pupil. Well, that means if there's 1 kid, we need 5 pieces of paper. If there's 2, we need 10. We're multiplying the number of pupils by 5. So this would be 5 times the number of pupils, 5p. That's how we write that in short form. You could write it as p times 5, but as good mathematicians, we know that this isn't as tidy as it can be, so instead of that we write 5p. Then the last one, 2 pieces of card per pupil plus 7 spare. Well, that means that the number of pieces of card, C, is going to be equal to 2 per pupil, so 2 times the number of pupils. Let's write that as 2p, and then 7 spare, so an extra 7 on the end. And we could use that if there was 28 pupils in the class. We can now use these formulae to work out the number of rulers, dotty papers, and card. So all we're going to do is, we're saying that there's 28 pupils, so P is going to be 28. So into this first formula, the number of rulers is going to be P, 28, plus 5. Well, 28 plus 5, so the number of rulers equals 28 plus 5, I think that's 33. Number of dotty papers is going to be 5 times the number of pupils, so 5 times 28. So the number of dotty pieces of paper is going to be 5 times 28, which I think is 140. And lastly, we're going to have the number of pieces of card is equal to 2 times the number of pupils, 2 times 28, and then add 7. 2 times 28 is 56. 56 add 7 is 63. So that's how we do that first part. On to the second part. So we've got length and perimeter here. Now, perimeter is the distance around the outside of a shape, and the length of the side is s. So the formula for the length of the side is p divided by 6. Find the length of the side when, let me just get that out of the way. Oh, can't get it out of there. Find the length of the side when the perimeter is 90 centimetres. Well, that's going to be the side equals 90 divided by 6. So you'll substitute those numbers in and do 90 divided by 6. Write down a formula for P in terms of S. Write down a formula for the perimeter around the outside in terms of S. Well, the perimeter is going to be all of this added up. Side plus side plus side. There's going to be 6 of them, so it's going to be 6s. And lastly, write down a formula for the perimeter of this regular shape. That means all the sides are the same. So again, it's going to be side plus side plus side, 4s. And the last thing to do is find P when s is 15. Well, when s is 15, we'll substitute that in, and P equals 4 times 15. And I'll let you work these out. Okay, that's how to do those.